Welcome to the Startup Challenge. This presentation will give you a tour of the application. Your first step in entering the Startup Challenge is making a commitment to pursue your business as far as it takes you. Your commitment to the challenge is a commitment to your business and the next step on the road to success. This year, we have a website dedicated to the challenge, providing information and guidance to challenge participants, a platform for hosting and judging the pitches, and a platform for you to communicate your great business to the world. Before you begin, you need to choose which division to enter. The applications are similar but not identical, so it is easiest if you get your division right the first time. The 4 divisions in the Startup Challenge are the Venture Division, open to businesses intended to scale or get large; Social Venture Division, open to for-profit and not-for-profit businesses who are focused on their social mission; Main Street Division, which is open to small businesses; and the Student Division, which is open to students from middle school through graduate school. An important note, your application is not the competition. That is, all applications are accepted for the qualifying round. Your application is information that will be used to introduce your business to the judges, but your pitch is what they'll be judging. So make it good, make it readable, and give them a good first impression. So now that you know what division you are entering, let's look at the general application question. It's important that you choose your words carefully and present your ideas concisely to get your information across as clearly as possible. This is not hard to do, but it's not easy to boil your ideas down to simple statements. The application is online, and you'll be able to edit and refine it until the final deadline, March 8th. The application asks a lot of questions about your business. Some you may not have answers to yet. That's good. That tells you what you need to work on. Make your answers as clear as possible, simple and concise. For the company overview, you will of course want to tell us your company name and the type of company that you formed. It's not necessary to have already formed a company, but if you did, please tell us what type of company you formed. Include a clear, simple statement that tells us what it is that your company does. What problems do you solve for your customers? What community needs does your company answer? Why will people be excited when they find out that you have this product or service available? A business always starts with a customer problem that it is solving. So begin with a statement of your monetizable problem, the problem that is important enough to your customers that they'll be willing to pay a premium price for it. Tell us what your solution is. What is your product or service, and how does your product or service solve the problem for your customers? Competitive advantage is always a question that judges and investors have. What is your competitive advantage? How is this problem being solved by your intended customers today? Who are the players in the market who you will be competing with? How big are they? How much do they dominate the market? And how long have they been in this market? Why is your solution better? And how are people going to know that you have the better solution? Is it obvious? Or are you going to have to do a lot of explanation and selling to convince them? How will your business get revenue? Are you going to sell, rent, offer subscriptions, or earn advertising revenue? And what are the major costs of recruiting and serving customers in your business. Be clear about who your intended customers are, how you'll find them and how they'll find you, and how you will price your products and services. Are you setting a new standard for premium pricing, or are you pricing low to gain market share? Tell us about your team and their backgrounds. Briefly, who are the key members of your team? What does each of them bring in special expertise and experience that will help your business be successful? Include the founders and any key management positions you might have, advisors who are working with your company, and any prominent people on your board of directors. What has your business accomplished so far? Have you developed a product? Do you have a prototype? Is it just a concept? What intellectual property have you created? Do you have trademarks? Do you have or are expecting to apply for patents? What market research and validation have you done to show that customers really want your product and really value what it can bring? Have you established any distribution channels? Have you acquired office space or other resources? How much money might you have raised so far? And any other accomplishments that demonstrate that your business has started to gain traction. Lastly, we have the section on goals and milestones. We'd like to hear about your goals for your company, long-term and short-term, and your potential exit for your investors from the company. We'd also like to hear about what milestones your company has on its way to successful launch and growth. These numbers will change over time as you continue planning your business, but provide an estimate of how much money you'll need to start your business and what you'll need to spend it on. What capital investments, what working capital do you need, what expenses will you have before you get to cash flow break even? And what sources of financing are you planning to use? Will you bootstrap this company? Will you take out loans? Are you looking for investors? Are you using crowdfunding? And how will you use those startup funds to get your business going? You should provide some summary projections of sales revenue and when you think your company will break even. Your next steps in getting your application prepared and submitted are to first register for the challenge at startupchallengemb.com. Begin preparing your application and make sure it's complete and that you've submitted it by March 8th. Along the way, you should attend one or more Creating a Winning Pitch workshops. These workshops will start after applications have closed and run up until we have the qualifying round. For additional resources, including these informational slides and other resources that can help you prepare and be successful with your qualifying round pitch, go to startupchallengemb.com. Prepare to compete. Join us every second Tuesday of the month for the Startup Monterey Bay Tech Meetup. Hear talks by other entrepreneurs on how they did it and how their business is coming. You can learn great ideas and meet wonderful people at the Startup Monterey Bay Tech Meetup. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to us. The best way to reach us is at startupmb@startupmontereybay.com. Thank you very much, and we look forward to receiving your application.